Good morning. It's Tuesday. Here in Reno, we have a cool day ahead, but it's still pretty nice overall. You know, they say that what we take in determines what we are. So many people these days are laser focused on eating all the right things, cutting down on calories or gluten, or only eating certain kinds of foods. And I think there's probably something to that. Because if you take in too much junk food or sweets, you do begin to gain weight. That's just science. But while many people are very careful to guard what enters their body through their mouths, I wonder if we're as concerned sometimes what enters our minds through our eyes and our ears. Let me explain what I mean. There was a story about a mom who was a fairly new Christian, and she wanted to stop having her family watch movies that had sex and violence in them. She was concerned that she and her family were taking in too much mental garbage. So one night at the dinner table, she pleaded with the family to only watch clean, wholesome television. But that meant cutting out some of their shows they watched all the time. Some of them were their favorites. The teenagers complained loudly, "Oh, Mom, you're such a prude. There's nothing wrong with a little sex here and there on TV. It's no big deal. We're old enough to know not to do it just because we see it." Her husband chimed in, "You know, honey, a little swearing or violence, it's no big deal either. I mean, it's only a little bit, and you hardly even notice it." After a long discussion, Mom didn't want to back down, but she realized that this discussion was getting her nowhere. They were convinced that as long as it wasn't too much, it was no big deal. Well, the next night, as they finished dinner, Mom announced that she had a special surprise for them. She went into the kitchen and came back out with the most amazing chocolate cake they had ever seen. She knew that chocolate cake was their favorite, and all of them were eagerly anticipating those delicious bites. The frosting was perfect. The cake was truly a work of culinary art. Mom carefully sliced big piece before and set it in front of them. And just as they were grabbing their forks and ready to dig in, Mom stood up and announced something. She says, "You know, I hope you really like this cake. I know it's your favorite, but you need to know something before you take a bite. As I was making the batter for the cake, I went out back in the yard and got some dog poop and put it into the cake." They dropped their fork. "You did what?" "Yeah, I put a little dog poop in there, just a little here and there. But don't worry, a little poop is no big deal. I mean, it's only a little bit, and you hardly even notice it." Immediately, they recognized those words as the same words they had used the night before to justify what they watched on TV. They suddenly saw her point. If they ate a cake that had poop in it, even a little poop, that was a big deal. In fact, that was a huge deal. There was no way they were going to do that. Their mom had showed them that some things are bad, even in small amounts. Well, they thought about it and they agreed to only watch shows that promoted clean and wholesome life and language. And at that point, Mom went into the kitchen and brought out a second cake, this one even better than the one before, and no poop. You see, what goes into us is important. Not just what goes into our mouths, but what goes into our minds. Each day, we can choose what we watch, what we listen to, and what we take in. How much filth and violence are you letting in? Just a little bit? I mean, you probably won't even notice it, right? It's no big deal. Except that it is. I pray that you have a blessed day today. Each morning, look to this Facebook page for more encouraging videos that will help lift your spirits. And as always, I encourage you to leave a comment and feel free to like and share this video with your friends. Thank you, and God bless you as you go through your day today.